Alright, the next section is scatter plots, and we're going to talk about what a scatter plot is and how you find the trend lines. So there's lots of vocabulary in this, and we will define each one of these. So you want to maybe make a list of your vocab at the top and then fill them in as we go. So the first word is scatter plot, and I have a definition of that. And what a scatter plot is a plot with, or it's a graph with points plotted to show a possible relationship. That's the key word. There's a possible relationship between two sets of data. A scatter plot, it can be an effective way to display some types of data. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some examples of what a scatter plot looks like. This table shows the number of cookies in a jar from the time since they were baked. We can graph this using a scatter plot. So if you look, we've got time here, we've got cookies. So what they did is they said since the time was baked, there's 24 cookies. So 1 hour after it was baked, there was 24 cookies in the jar. 2 hours later, there was only 16. 3 hours later, there was only 10. And 4 hours later, there was only 7. So you're seeing the trend. More people are eating those cookies. So what I'm going to do is now do the same type of question where I'm going to create a plot or a graph for this table. I don't have the straightest line down here, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Let's see. Down below, it looks like if I go back to this other one, notice they had time down here and they had cookies on the side. So I'm going to use game. Game is my X right here. If I look at what values I have here, I can mark 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then over here we can put the score. So my lowest value is 6, it goes up to 30. So maybe I'll count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. Make sure you're consistent in your scale, meaning you're counting by a specific number. You're not just jumping all over. You don't want to just plot those points. Oops, I missed this. That's 46. So I got to keep going. 40 and 45. That should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph each one of these. So in game 1, there was 6 points scored. In game 2, there was 21 points scored. And game 3, there was 46 points scored. And game 4, there was 34 points scored. And that's all I'm really asked to do on this specific problem. The next word we want to talk about, which is the next word in our list of vocab, is correlation. And what a correlation is it describes the relationship between two sets of data. I'm going to give you 3 types, and these are the other parts of your vocab. So a positive correlation, you can see how all of the dots are trending upward. Both sets of data are increasing. A negative correlation, one set of data increases while the other decreases. And then the no correlation, you can see it looks like raindrops. It's scattered all around. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just think about these last pictures, and could you describe, I skipped a problem, so I'm going back to describe the correlation of the scatter plot. Well, notice how the dots are going up in a trend, in this sort of trend, so I would describe this as a positive correlation. And that's all I have to write here because that's all the question was asking me, what type of correlation this is. The next picture, it says describe the correlation, is illustrated in this graph. Again, this happens to be positive correlation. All the dots are moving in an upward motion. So I'll write positive correlation. And that will be it for this problem.